everyone, it's Jeannie, and today I am sharing this card for the Pretty Pink Posh new release video hop. I'm using the Fun in the Sun die set, and I am creating a fun ink blended background, beachy, summery with a cute sunset, and I am using my Distress Oxide inks, which I haven't used in a really long time. I am blending on Nina Solar Crest cardstock, which isn't the smoothest, but with the Oxide inks, because they're so creamy, you just go over a couple of times and you'll get a really nice blend on the paper. So I am using a piece of masking tape because I am sectioning off where I want the ocean to be. With the sand in the water, I didn't need to section it off because I don't want a crisp line. Usually with the waves that come in, it's not crisp with a straight line. I really wanted to mimic the water. So for the broken china, you can see that it's not blended well, and that's fine because we'll go back to it and reblend and it'll look fine. Even though you blend and it doesn't look perfect, you can always go over it a second time to get a really nice blend. I go in with a second color, which is Mermaid Lagoon, and then a third color, which is Prize Ribbon, because for the ocean, the closer you are, the lighter the water looks, and then the further back it gets a little darker, so that's why I'm keeping the Prize Ribbon kind of at the top of that area. I just blend in with the colors again, going in with Mermaid Lagoon and Broken China, and even though Broken China doesn't blend perfectly into my sandy colors, we'll fix that later. It's not a big deal at all. And we'll also be adding a bit of texture to the ocean. We'll remove the masking tape and then put more masking tape on so I can mask off the ocean to do the sky. And for this sky, I definitely go with my tried and true colors, except I do make a little bit of a misstep because when I use Fossilized Amber and picked Raspberry, it creates an orange, but I pulled out my Spice Marmalade. So you kind of can ignore that part because it kind of just blends it right into the Fossilized Amber, and my picked Raspberry will go right over it. I don't know, I just kind of had a brain fart and creating this sunset, but these are my favorite colors for a sunset. I just love it. Yellow, pink, purple, just so pretty. I go over it a few times back and forth just to get a good blend, and honestly it doesn't look as blended as it does in real life. So I kept looking at the camera, I kept looking at my paper, and I was like, this looks so weird. So maybe the colors are more saturated on the camera or something, I don't know. Trust me, it's all blended when it's said and done, and honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect because we are die cutting into the card panel, and you can barely tell if it's not blended. I think it is, and I think the pictures will show that it's blended, but for some reason on camera, it just kind of looks a little choppy. But like I said, I do go in with these colors a few times just to get it blended, because the more ink you put down, the more blended it will be. You're getting your cardstock nice and wet and saturated. I removed the masking paper and I decided to go in with a little more of the rusty Hinge because I wanted a darker sand color, and then we'll add texture using Copic markers. I just go in with a variety of browns and kind of dot so it looks like sand. I just go in, dot it, and that's about it. It's just an easy way to add texture, makes it look a little bit more realistic as well. We also will add interest to the ocean by adding water. So Distress Oxides are cool because it does react to water. I just took a very thin paintbrush, had a cup of water, and started drawing lines for the current, especially the part where the broken china and the sand area is. It's still a little choppy. So I just took my brush and kind of ran my water over it. It just looks so much more realistic, and I just love it because even if it's not perfectly blended, it looks it. Then this is where the die set comes into play. I am using the shadow piece with a ruler, just making sure everything's right in the middle, and I'll die cut that shadow piece first. Once I die cut it, I will go ahead and take that die cut and use the second piece of the die in this set to get the thinner letters. So I'll run this through the die cut machine as well. I went back and forth with the colors of the background. There was yellow, white, and black, and I decided to go with the white because I really thought it popped a little bit more, and also the waves on the sand look more white. I thought it just kind of pulled everything together. So I'm going to go ahead, use double-sided tape and just tape down my card panel so I can put it right on top of the white cardstock. I love using double-sided tape because I just don't like messy liquid glue. And that's a little bit of foreshadowing because I totally forgot to put double-sided tape on the entire die cut before I started. And those letters are super thin and I will be using liquid glue. But one of my tricks is to throw it into the corner of a Misty to get it lined up. It just makes it really, really easy. Here, I am going in and gluing down all the little pieces that are kind of sticking out. You want everything to be kind of glued down. And because I didn't back this with double-sided tape before I die cut it, I have to use the liquid glue. So I'm just really careful as I glue. I kind of put a little bit of glue and then I'll use a nozzle to spread it out a little bit, just making sure that it doesn't go everywhere because glue is liquid. Liquid reacts with the Distress Oxide inks and I didn't want any like extra bits of reactions where I didn't put it. So I'm very, very careful with gluing everything down because the letters are so thin. I really think that the letter and the sentiment really stands out against that white and I'm really happy with this ending. I think that this was a really fun card to put together and it's just so perfect for the summertime. Of course, I'm looking at the sky and I feel like I need to add a little something, so we're gonna do a throwback to elementary school and add these little birds in like an M. Very, very simple, just an additional add-on to it. It just adds a little bit more interest. And that's our card for today. So I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you guys next time. The video hop list will be in the description box below. Thanks, bye.